The ODUrent team is excited to have you as residents for this coming school year. We are going to take a minute to review the lease with you so that everyone's questions are answered. The lease is joint and separate. Although you as a group are responsible for the entire rent amount, we are able to separate the rent individually for you. Before moving in, your prorated amount is due 5 days before the move-in date. Once your lease starts, your rent is due on the 1st and late after the 5th. There is a 10% late fee and 10% collection fee that is applied after the 5th. You are required to pay online at the resident portal, and you will receive a login after you sign your lease. Electronic payments are accepted, but after 2 return payments, that option is removed. There is an $8 fee for credit cards, and there are no fees for electronic checks. Your lease does not automatically renew, so please notify us by March 1st if you want to renew. At least 51% of your group needs to renew in order for us not to show your property. All utilities must be turned on by the first day the lease starts. Please call to schedule your turn on 5 days in advance. You must keep all utilities on until the last day of the lease. If you turn it off during the lease, we will charge a $60 fee that will be split between all roommates, and you will be back billed from the bills we have received. We do not get involved with any utility disputes, and we highly recommend that everyone puts their name on the utility bills. If you don't pay by the 12th of the month, court fees will be assessed, and you will have until the court date to pay in full. If we have to evict a roommate, or a roommate receives military orders, all roommates will be notified, and remaining roommates will be responsible for the full amount of rent until a replacement is found. The security deposit is due at the lease signing. It cannot be used towards rent or damages at any time. Security deposit is applied towards damages and cleaning fees at move-out. The remainder of the deposit will be mailed within 45 days of the lease end date to the forwarding address you have provided. You will have access to your home with your unique key code after 4 p.m. on your move-in day. Each tenant will have a 4-digit code to access their home, which will be the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Your move-in inspection form is to be returned to the office within 5 days of your move-in date. Otherwise, we assume the apartment is in good condition. Do not use your home for any illegal purposes. Do not host large parties or be so loud that the police are called. This will result in a lease violation. There is a 10 p.m. noise ordinance that you must follow by law. Guests cannot stay for more than 10 days during your entire lease term. Multiple violations will lead to an eviction. Place all work orders online at the resident portal or email the office. We will maintain all appliances and fixtures at no cost unless you damage it by being negligent or misuse of the appliance. You agree to reimburse the landlord within 30 days for any damages caused. Please call the 24-hour emergency line if you have a true emergency at 757-675-7200. We do not allow pets. If an illegal pet is found, there is a $100 fine for each occurrence. We do make exceptions for small animals and caged animals. There is a $500 pet deposit in which $250 is refundable, and a monthly $20 charge is added to your account. Please contact the office prior to bringing home any pets, and also make sure all of your roommates approve. If you submit a work order, maintenance will enter the home without notice for the repair unless an appointment is requested by you. If there is an emergency, we will access the home for repair if no one is home. If we have to enter to make improvements or to show your property, we will give you a reasonable 24-hour notice. If you violate the lease and a follow-up inspection needs to be done, no notice will be given. You will have several smoke detectors in your home. They have been tested prior to you moving in. Please contact us if your smoke detector is beeping so we can replace the battery. Do not tamper with or remove the smoke detector. That will result in a $50 fine. Gas properties will also have carbon monoxide detectors. All properties will have stovetop fire stops under the range hood. Please do not tamper or remove them. Do not increase a fire hazard inside or outside of your home. If a fire occurs or the premises are damaged in which you are responsible, and we can repair the property within 14 days, the lease will not terminate. If the repair takes longer than 14 days, either party may terminate the lease. If you or your guest caused the fire or damage in any way, you will be responsible to pay for all damages to the property, and the lease will not terminate. Your personal property is not the responsibility of ODUrent, and we cannot be held liable for any damages done to them. It is highly recommended to get renter's insurance to protect your items, or check with your parents to see if you are covered under their insurance. ODUrent is not liable for any injury or damage to property or persons caused by unknown defects or caused by negligence of tenants and guests. Subletting is the only way out of a lease. You must notify the office in writing if you plan to sublease. It is your responsibility to find a replacement, otherwise you are responsible financially until a replacement has been approved, paid a deposit, and signed the lease. All roommates must notify the office via email of their approval of the incoming person. The incoming person must apply and be approved by the office. A $150 sublease fee and the cleaning fees of $120 must be paid by the outgoing person, which can be taken from the deposit. If remaining roommates do not reasonably cooperate with approving the incoming person, they may be responsible for the remaining rent. You can schedule free bulk pickup by Wednesday before the weekend you move out with the City of Norfolk for items you do not plan to bring with you. If we have to remove items after you move out, we have the right to dispose of them and charge you a trash removal fee. You are expected to perform a light clean, remove trash, and vacuum all common areas before leaving. Each resident will be responsible for a $60 clean fee for their room and a $60 floor cleaning fee, which will be taken from their deposit and put towards professionals who do a final cleaning. All common area damages are split evenly amongst the roommates unless everyone is in agreement and notifies the office that it is one person's responsibility before the lease ends. We will inspect the morning after your lease ends. If you would like to be present at that inspection, you must set up an appointment that Friday before your lease ending date. If you violate the lease or break any laws, we do have the right to file for eviction and take possession of the home. If your home was built before 1978, we will issue information regarding lead-based paint after the presentation. If either party breaks a part of the lease, the rest of the lease is still binding and enforceable. The lease and rules page can only be changed by the landlord in writing with the tenant. Oral statements are not binding. If there is anything you want to talk to us about, please send us an email. We will send official documents via U.S. mail, and all other notices will be emailed. You can mail, hand deliver, fax, or email any notices to the office. All exterior doors will have keypads that auto-lock after 15 seconds. If the door is not closed in time, you must manually lock it. If you would like to change the door code at any time, there is a $10 code change fee. If you're locked out during office hours, give us a call. It is free. If you call after we close at 5 p.m. or on the weekends, there is a $30 lockout fee. Do not park on any lawns or block sidewalks. The city will ticket you. The Mill, 1015 50th Street, 5004 Colley Avenue, 1017 48th Street, 3910 Bowden's Ferry, the Delaware, and 1336 Melrose are all decal-controlled lots. Any cars without decals will be towed at the resident's request by calling the office, and we will call affordable towing. The landlord will maintain the lawn, but it is your responsibility to keep the yard free of trash and debris. Your trash cans must be pulled back on trash day, which is Thursday morning, and put on the side of your house or under the staircases hidden. There is a $50 charge if we have to clean up any trash 24 hours after written notice is sent to you. Remove trash and keep your home free of insects. You have 2 weeks to notify us if you find any insects or pests after moving in, and we will be responsible for the cost of removal. After the first 2 weeks, you will be responsible for expenses to remove insects. You are responsible for your guests and what they do on the property. Keep noise to a low level after 10 p.m. per city code. Possession or distribution of illegal drugs, including suspicion of such action, is cause for default of the lease and will result in a lease violation. Feel free to change your AC and heating filters monthly. We will change the filters twice a year during inspections. Empty your dryer lint filter after each use to ensure faster drying and to avoid a fire hazard. If you have a water leak, please tighten the valve beneath the toilet or the sink clockwise to absorb the water with towels until maintenance can get to your home. If there is cold weather, under 32 degrees, keep your heat on and drip your faucets to prevent freezing pipes. It is your job to prevent extra moisture in your home. Keeping temperatures at a normal level using your exhaust fans when showering and wiping down windowsills will prevent any type of moisture buildup. If you fail to use reasonable measures or fail to notify us of any type of mold, we cannot be held responsible for any damage or injuries sustained. Thank you for your time today and enjoy your new home.